ChatGPT into OpenAI. Is it OpenAI? It's ChatGPT.
It's OpenAI is the company.
ChatGPT is
ChatGPT is the product. Yeah.
He's going to show you step by step, and can you build along? Can they build along with you?
Well, they will need a key, so I don't know.
They will need a key. All go to OpenAI, get a key. Then you can build along with Jan, but he will show you the details, and we'll share the code with you on Discord. So that if you want to do this by yourself, it's actually pretty easy, as he will show you once you figure it out, but you spend a lot of time doing. But before we do that, I'll give you a brief overview of why we built this and how you should be looking at this as well, probably. So ChatGPT is particularly useful if you need to generate a bunch of content. And with very few hints, it can generate pretty good content, maybe as a starting point, maybe as something useful in your application. So the first thing we came up with is here in roles. So in Playbookify, you can create all the company divisions and then the roles within your company, which is fine because that's typically what you want. Right? If you're running a hotel, you want a bunch of roles. But now let's say, as the boss, you're trying to describe the role of marketing manager, and today, you had too many beers yesterday. Today you don't feel deeply inspired. So then what we did here is, when you're in the field job description, you now click on auto generate. And then based on the title, it will generate a job description for this function, and then you can go, oh, I need the same for key responsibilities. And then it will also generate the key responsibilities of a marketing manager. And then based on your company, you can go in now and say, yeah, this makes sense. Developing marketing strategies, yeah. Managing promotional, yeah. Analyzing market trends, well, this is maybe too much, so you can go in and delete this and move it up. But as you can see, this generated a whole bunch of pretty useful data in like a second, instead of you having to come up with everything. Now with playbooks, we saw the same problem, that a lot of companies realize, yeah, we need SOPs, we need company handbooks, we need company playbooks, but getting started is very hard. So that's why we also built it in here with a couple of prompts that it's a couple of prompts you send to it, no?
Yeah.
So based on, you just put in a name of your playbook, and then based on that, Jan sends off a bunch of prompts to ChatGPT, and it will generate an entire playbook for you.
Yeah, because, well,
Wait, while you describe it, I'll generate one, because it takes a ton of time.
Okay.
So this will run in the background as a server-side process, so you can continue your work in the client. So you run it as a batch processor. So I'll make a very useful playbook for all of you. This is my promise to you for today. How? This would be a good one. We'll do this one after. This would be a fun one. How to create bug-free software. And then we go to this. Servoy. Come on, be nice today. One. And then you click on generate, and then it will tell you. Look, it already changed the title here. So now it's running in the background. It takes about 20 seconds or so. And it will send you here in our notification center. It will come with a notification when it's done. So now you can go do other things. Maybe Jan, you can explain what it's doing.
Yeah, because just sending a completion request to ChatGPT, to OpenAI API to ChatGPT, it's fairly easy. That's why I'm showing you today. The tricky part is when you want to use ChatGPT in your application to fit your problem. For example, here the trickiest part was figuring out how to come up with those questions to ChatGPT, to ask them in some sort of a format that I could translate into my found sets and create the content behind the scenes. So this is what you have to be focused on. That's the trickiest part, and the rest is just the HTTP call.
Use tricky 3 times.
Yeah, Johan's not here.
Somebody has to do it. Yeah, but and he's going to show it in a second. So let's look at the. Is it done yet? Let's have a look here. Yes, it is done. So there's your playbook. As you can see, it does some formatting. All the bullets and formatting remains intact. Understanding common software bugs, implementing effective software testing strategies. Oh, this is pretty good. Debugging techniques, understanding the bug, logging, debugging tools, reproducing, divide and conquer, binary search, first print. Oh, this is brilliant. So as you can see, you don't really have to think anymore today. You just call ChatGPT and it does it all for you. I will share this playbook on the Discord channel. By the way, Playbookify, the basis is free to use, so you don't have to be ashamed in creating an account. You can use it for free. That's my offer to you today. With that out of our way, I'm going to give it to Jan how to actually build this. Jan.
Yeah. So first, I think why everyone already understands why we need to use those AI. We are on a new era now, and things are constantly changing, and AI seems like the thing now. And you can use in various cases, like Playbookify, for example, was one, and you probably have one good fit in your company to use it. So the first thing we need to, of course, I've already told that, a case that will fit, and you need to create an account in OpenAI. I put in the slides, I'll share with you guys later. If you follow this, then you will be able to do it along with the code. And a valid key, and this is where you can create one. And with this key, you can make requests to the API, and you have lots of endpoints that you can use it. The one that I'm using here particularly is the completion one. That you can ask something to ChatGPT and you will respond to you back. So basically, we do a post request to this endpoint right there. We pass the key through to the bearer token, and one of the things that I saw is that we need to choose the text that you're going prompt ChatGPT carefully, because you can. First, I was just trying some combinations to see what was better for me, based on the algorithm that I created, to the way that I come up to get the right answer. So you have this request body that you're gonna send in that request. I don't know if you guys can. Oh, yeah, that's good. So you have this model. I was using the ChatGPT 3.5, and this right here, this part, it's just to tell him, hey, to direct him more into the matter. So hey, you are now a specialist in writing description of jobs. Just an example, and then later you can generate a description for, and then this part gonna append with the input of the user, and then he responds back. His response back is looks like this. So you go deeper into choices, and then you get into message and content, and then you are good to go. Okay. So how we do that? I'm just gonna go piece by piece in the code here, so I can show you guys how I did that. So here I created this scenario where you have a bank of jobs, and you can based on the title, it's going to suggest you a job description. And this one I was playing yesterday, a Servoy developer, and he generates a bunch of things to me here. Seems to be good. So let's see how it goes. So he generates this, and of course it's not perfect because I didn't refine it. I didn't didn't try all the combinations that I could, like give me a description with this, data, and that, or give some examples to him first, just to refine a little bit better the response. But you can do it as well, of course. And you can save it. There you go. All right, I created this form here. I like to look into exploded view because it gives a better perspective of everything. So in generate description, I'm going to go from the top. I have this function, and in this function, basically.
Excuse me, Jack, can you please zoom in a little bit?
Better?
Thank you.
I'll do it even a bit more.
Yeah, great.
Thanks. So I create this scope called OpenAI, and in there you can put the calls and requests that you're going to do to OpenAI API, and I create this get completion. That's the endpoint that I was showing you guys, and I just passed the question. This is my question. In Playbookify, I created another. My question is big. I refined the like, give me this with this structure. No more than any words or something like it, and then this is following a little bit of the guidelines that I will explain to you guys later, because you can also what you can also do is training your model, creating your own model based on the models that you have, and you can feed some information prior to get to ask something to him, to this model. But the first thing that they encourage you to do is try those kind of manipulation through questions. So you improve your prompt, then you get better responses. So here at the code, don't look at that. So you have this token that you're gonna need. I'll do it later, no problem. So you have this token that you're gonna get in that link that I sent you guys. You have to create an account in OpenAI. Sorry. So then you create this token there, and yeah, and you can use it for consuming the API. For this is the base URL. The base URL should be something like this, but for this problem, I just it's more like the endpoint that I want to reach. But this is it. Well, you can change it later if you want. This is the model that I'm using. It's the 3.5 turbo. I tried to make some things with the 4. It wasn't out yet. It was out for some companies. I don't know how to get that, because I tried to get in contact with them. They never responded anyway. So I stuck with the 3.5 turbo until they make the 4 public.
It is, you can pay, you just need to pay now.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a couple months ago that I was looking into.
We have to pay the card, so it should.
Yeah, and it doesn't appear in our list.
Okay.
Not yet. So yeah, here we have this get completion, and we receive a message as a parameter. And this is the party request that I was showing to you guys. So this can probably can work if I remove this, but this is just to refine a little bit better, a little bit more. And then this code is just well, you guys, I think you guys are familiar with it, and we had a session also about this. So you create the response, the client, make the request, fill in the headers, set the body, and we send the request. And this is a sync request. This is just defensive code. I like to do that because the response is in choice. The first one, message and content. And then there you go. You return the chat response, and then you good to go. Right? There's no hard part in this. That's all you get for the code. And here I just do some try catch. So yeah, this is just the basic. I'll share, like I said, I'll share the code with you guys. And I'll go back in here to discuss a little bit more about this. So okay, I show you the code. You now have a way to do it. So what now? There are some ideas that might fit better your case of what you can do. It's use a sync request. That would depend on what you want to do. If you want the user to, because those requests they can take a little bit of time to go back with something, because ChatGPT is not, their API is not too it's not too fast. But yeah, depending on how much processing you are doing in your in your case, then you can probably go to a headless client like we did in Playbookify, or a batch processor. Then that depends on what you can do, what you want to do, right? Because for us, it's when we need, we queue something, and then, well, let's wait for the result. Or you could also do this with batch processor when your application starts up, and then you start to pick up the jobs that you have in there for processing. And about fine-tuning your model, is it possible to fine-tune? You have a way to do it. Basically, what you do, you create another model, and in this model, you feed cases into it, and you create, in this new model, you can use it. But like I said, before you go down this path, you might be looking into how to get to feed better prompts into ChatGPT to get good results. So yeah, I also put some guidelines here. If you guys are more interested into, you can look into it. And this is an example on how you feed your model and you create a new one. So yeah, I'm anticipating this because I know that you guys have this question about privacy. Later on, I will open for a discussion with you guys. Yeah, what happens with the data that we feed to ChatGPT? This data, when you're talking about this API, the code that we were using, and this data is not used to train their model. I've get this from the docs, from their docs. It's up there. You guys can read a little bit more about it, then you can follow this link. However, they keep your data for 30 days. Probably for when they need it, they will look into it for privacy issues or something like it. If you have offensive words or something, then some kind of investigation policy or something. But yeah, this data will not be used to be training, and it's not gonna become public. So okay, I think that's fine. And yeah, and also, well, I told you, well, that there is this retention thing about this data, but you can this endpoint that I was just using now, it's eligible for zero retention. So you might reach out to them and say, hey, I don't want my data in your servers. So they might open a exception for you. So those are the endpoints. And you have, like, for example, this is the one that we are using. No data training. And the default retention is 30 days. And it's eligible for zero retention. So you probably, that could be handy for your project or something. Yeah, I understand. Well, I don't want my data into any other service. Oh, actually, it's this one, the one that I was using, completions. That was the same. So you have a lot of endpoints here. You have completion, generation, edits, and even audio stuff that you can use, audio translations. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. So I knew that you guys will poke me about this, because that was one of the things that we were discussing during those days.
I just for training the data, privacy is clear now. How expensive is it? If I'm
He's asking how expensive is to train in your model. Is that correct?
exactly, I mean, I have data from a project of a customer, and to have ask about the project, I would need to feed the data from the project to the system to get sensible answers.
Well, one thing I saw it's that they charge you for tokens, and those tokens are, for example, when you ask for data, you see in ChatGPT it responds like in chunks of, well,
Yeah,
like it was typing.
Like your answer was about 400 tokens the cost, and I mean, tokens aren't very expensive, but training would be the question if you have data there.
Yeah, but that's, I don't know. Yeah, you have to
Good.
look it up, or yeah, maybe you can get a discount with them. I don't know. Trying to reach salespeople there. Yeah, I think too early, but you guys wanna ask some more questions about something? Maybe explain some part of the code. I don't think so, but it was really fine, I guess. But about privacy or how we use ChatGPT ideas or something. We have two questions. Sorry, you went first.
Do you filter the output in any way when someone is generating a new playbook to make sure there is no strange results coming out of it?
Actually, not yet. That's pretty experimental. We are experimenting things and see how it goes. But we have a admin tool with Playbookify that's Jan. It's constantly looking into it. So if there is something weird there, he's going to probably delete it, or he have access to those toolings to see this in there.
So something like blacklisted words or
Yeah.
But nothing more advanced beyond that.
Yeah, not automated, like, yeah, not yet.
Can you
Yeah,
tell
for-
us how you train your model? How you refine? You said in Playbookify you do that. Can you give us an example?
Yeah, I did that just by questions. Formatting well the the prompt that I'm sending to ChatGPT. For example, the text should not be no longer there than 3 paragraphs or something, and I go section by section. So I said,
But that's more fine tuning than training. I think the question is more, how do you feed ChatGPT all your data? We don't do that at the moment.
yeah.
So
No, that's not my question. My question is you're refining, you're
Mhm.
fine-tuning. So can you show us an example of what you sent as a fine-tune?
Sure, let me see if I can get.
So for Playbookify, this is a very early implementation.
Yeah.
We do think that once we have larger customers who have like hundreds of SOPs and playbooks, that they could go in and then for themselves generate more SOPs based on existing ones. Because you can do that. So you could say, this is how our company writes SOPs. Then new people coming into the company could use that as a starting point. But for that, we really need to think about data privacy as well, because as Playbookify, we have access to thousands of accounts of other customers, and obviously we can't just take their data and send it over to ChatGPT. There's data ownership issues there, so we would need to get explicit consent. So that's something that you guys should keep in mind as well. If you're building applications for other people, their data has rights as well. So you have to keep in mind, you just can't feed everything to the animal that is ChatGPT. You're off screen still, John.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
purpose. Oh, you're
That's on
hacking.
purpose, yes.
He's hacking some code together.
We don't want to see those images.
No, we don't want to see that. We definitely don't want to see that. So Juan, the question is, have you written your prompt yet? Have you written your favorite prompt yet to ChatGPT? Something with bananas, maybe? How many bananas in 1 calorie? Okay. We can probably do that. Hang on. Where's my phone?
How many bananas in 1 calorie?
Hey Juan, the number of bananas in 1 calorie can vary depending on the size of the banana. On average, a medium-sized banana contains 105 to 110 calories. So if you're looking at a single calorie, it's just a fraction of a banana, like a small slice. It's pretty good.
Yeah. For example, so just so we can give you a concrete example here. We have a lot of chapters in Playbookify. So I cannot go to ChatGPT, hey, give me a whole playbook, and then I'll get all this structure and create add-ons in Playbookify. Well, I could, but it's complicated because those responses, they are never the same. So it's that's the thing that it's divide and conquer. So I'll go for each chapter, and I will say this. Hey, I'm writing a playbook about this matter. Please write about this chapter, and write this in, I don't know, French, Portuguese, because that will depend. This is also including translations. I'm not getting the data and translating later. I'm just getting in the language already. So, and yeah, give me the content in HTML format, because this I can understand and I can process, break into pieces, and feed my my database with it. So this is just an example of a little bit more elaboration, and this is just one prompt. There are others in there. So
You could add additional prompts like, in a playbook, it would make sense at the end to run a checklist.
Yes.
So you could tell it, give me a checklist of all the items I should be checking at the end of this playbook. And it's pretty good in generating that for you.
Yeah, and yeah, this is a part that we are experimenting for the next feature in Playbookify. We're gonna also provide a way for playbooks to be generated. Because now you see that it's just content, but we are gonna also add some text box, some questions, and all powered by AI. So of course you can change it and shape it up the way you want, but it's just to give you some ideas.
And you could do the same with images, like generate an attractive image for this specific playbook, because now in Playbookify we do have a placeholder for an image, and your SOPs start looking much more attractive if you can have it generate an image that fits the subject. But that's still, the image generation is still very early. When I created one for handling complaints in a hotel, it was pretty racist what came out of it. So for images, I think we're getting close, but we're not there yet. They need to fine-tune the model.
Yeah, I think that's it. And I don't think if you guys have some more questions. Okay.
Just one thing to point out to people, the privacy stuff that you put up only applies to the API endpoints. If you go onto the web-based version of it and start typing stuff in, it does retain that information and it does use it to train their model for the future. So it's only the API that has the privacy.
Yeah, that you need to take care when you are there doing this, feeding code to this to the chat. But you have a way to turn it off. Now I saw this there yesterday as well. Okay. So you go in there in settings and you have this this button there, and you turn it off. I've already did it mine, so I'm fine. So but the only thing is that you have to keep in mind that as well is that thing about the 30 days. It still has your data for 30 days. But yeah, even with this turned off, then you have to take care of what you feed in there. But you can turn it off now. So your data cannot be used to training models. More questions? Okay.
You get bonus points for anything.
There's one more question here.
The question would be, did you experiment with self-hosted solutions for AI?
No.
There are some images like, I don't know, which I could basically train faster with the data when the user uploads information, so I already have information about our projects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we didn't do that yet. All right, thank you.